Hail, keepers of the flame, I come in the light of Venus. I come in the love of the heart flame of the Venusian evolutions, who in this hour are assembled in an etheric temple of light. And this temple is in the formation of a large cross, and thousands are gathered within the temple. And it is a temple dedicated to the Christ as we know Jesus, for he is of the evolutions of Venus. And that blessed Son of God came originally with the devotees who assembled at Shambhala for the celebration of the Trinity, the threefold flame. And do you know that the first Christmas on earth was when the flame was anchored at Shambhala? And as the flame was placed there, so the celebration on earth and in Venus was for the coming once again of the opportunity of life, the opportunity for Christhood, presaging the era when the anointed ones would be empowered by God to come forth, to give the teachings, the example, and the initiations. The priests after the order of Melchizedek, even Elijah, whom you know as John the Baptist, and many of the prophets who spoke to the children of Israel, they hailed from Venus. And on Venus, there they had learned the mastery of the sacred fire in the heart chakra. There they had excelled in love, and by that Christ consciousness anchored in the heart, they were prepared to speak to the evolutions of earth who had forgotten the way of the threefold flame. The sons and daughters of God who have assembled this night on Venus, in the temple of the cross of white fire of the holy Kumaras, have come in a celebration of the threefold flame, in memory of my coming to earth long ago, in memory of the avatars who have come to earth and returned to Venus. In this hour, they come to celebrate the rekindling of the threefold flame on the continent of Afra, ancient land of Lemuria, where much of Earth's history was written and is recorded in Akasha, yet hidden from the modern historians who have not yet reckoned 250,000 years of continuous culture and civilization on this continent and on the continent of Lemuria. Let it then be understood that the kindling fire which we bring as the flame which we brought of old is the threefold flame, the Trinity of love, wisdom, and power. Sons and daughters of God assembled on Venus this night are the counterparts of the sons and daughters of Afra, who will rise in the power of the threefold flame upon this continent as the leaders of the people, as ministers and servants of the light of the people. Some of you count among those who are the counterparts of those who are assembled. Some of you are working on the path of initiation to become that counterpart on earth. Some of you require but an increase in the balance of the threefold flame, the very delicate balance of Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Some of you require hours and only weeks more of invocation to qualify as coordinates of the sacred fire. manifesting the flame of the priesthood of Melchizedek, arcing the light of love from Venus to this continent. Ghana as the ancient of days, Ghana known of old in the heart of the flaming ones, Ghana as a golden age civilization is well known to the evolutions of Venus, who have taken upon themselves the responsibility for keeping the flame for the children of God on Terra. They have anticipated the hour when the messenger could be sent to this continent, when I could speak to the keepers of the flame, when I could tell the keepers of the flame of brothers and sisters of light who are one with you in the heart, in the rhythm of the heart, in the flow of the love. And their anticipation has been almost as great, if not greater than your own, as the time approached for the kindling of that fire. And therefore it is the mission of the Mother, coming in the name of Sanat Kumara, to reenact the coming of our band to the earth, to bring to this continent the threefold flame, to place that flame upon the altar of the hearts of the devotees. And so these days of preparation and decrees and service that you have rendered have brought us to the moment of the transfer of light. And so the taper of the threefold flame, extended through my hand in this hour, is for the lighting of a continent. It is for the opening of opportunity for these life waves to pass through the open door of the Christ consciousness. And by law and by decree of the lords of karma, it was necessary for those in physical embodiment, in authority, to accept the messenger and the teaching and the threefold flame. This has been accomplished in you in Ghana this night, and therefore is this gift of the holy Kumaras, passed through the mother of the flame, passed through her heart to the hearts of sons and daughters of Afra. Now the coordinates, your brothers and sisters on Venus, stand with hands upraised to release that energy. Will you join them now and rise, raising your hands? Will you now visualize your heart as the center of the sacred flow of fire? Will you see the arc of love coming now from the temple of the cross of white fire? Venus, the planet of love, is the heart chakra of the solar system, representing the heart of Helios and Vesta, in the planets who focus the light of the seven rays. As Earth is freedom's star, representing the soul of all evolution, so she has played host to all life ways of this system of worlds. For solar consciousness is the destiny of the beings of Earth, freedom through solar awareness. And the children of Ahatra have the good fortune to bring that light of the heart of Venus for the release of freedom, freedom and love. Gifts of Aquarius, gifts of Saint Germain. Now the arcing of the energies from the hearts of the devotees of Venus to the hearts of the devotees of Afra. Now the release of the threefold flame to the continent through the heart. Viatata and Viala Nua Kiamoto Elohime Elohim Alaha Hamyakama Miuntamalakiaku The I Am Presence and the Christ Self and the soul of every son and daughter of God on this continent has been contacted by this chant, known of old by the souls who stood before the altar of the Most High God, known by these sons and daughters who stood before the Ancient of Days and before the holy Kumaras, who took their vows to liberate this people and this continent at this very moment in time and space. For the hour is struck, and so note the hour and the moment. For this very moment, as I speak, is the moment of the consecration of the flame. Now, beloved ones, slowly draw your hands into your heart chakra in a very gentle motion now, and keep your hands pressed to your heart. As I tell you then that at the etheric level, anchored in the etheric body, and for some just above at the level of the Christ self, is the focus of the balanced threefold flame of the holy Kumaras, containing the momentum of our service as priests of the sacred fire on the seven rays. Every soul of light who is destined to fulfill the destiny of Afra has been contacted this night. Souls are aware, they know the light, and they know the chant of the Ancient of Days. And as they stood before the sacred altar fires, they were told that this chant, the formula of the sacred fire, the sacred mathematical formula, would be released through the science of the spoken word by the representative of the Mother in the hour of their calling. And one and all vowed that when this chant would be registered on the ethers in the continent of Afra, they would respond to the call. They would come forth for the unity and the victory of these nations. Therefore, beginning in the heart of Afra, beginning in the heart of Ghana, we draw keepers of the flame. We send forth our command this night. The contact must be made at the physical level with every son and daughter of God in every nation upon this continent, and it must be a chain reaction, a heart flow, as the flame leaps from heart to heart. Therefore go forth in the highways and the byways in search of the sons and daughters of Afra, of Venus, of light, of the Ancient of Days. Give forth the call in your heart, and give forth the command as you go, that you might be empowered by Sanat Kumara to reach those very souls who have the threefold flame of the seven holy Kumaras deposited at the etheric level or at the Christ level. They must be contacted, and we must make the contact through you, for it is through the Word incarnate that we reach out to focus, to crystallize, to bring forth the light of the seven rays on earth as in heaven. Without the embodied messenger, we could not have fulfilled the promise to souls of light for the anchoring of the flame. So without the embodied ministers and disciples and brothers and sisters of the flame, we could not make the physical contact. And unless those souls would find the teachings of the Great White Brotherhood on their own, that focus of the threefold flame would remain at the etheric level. And it would not be used, therefore, to draw down the immense causal body energies of all who have ever evolved on the continent of Afra in previous golden ages. And so you see the chain of hierarchy from the holy Kumaras to the least of these thy brethren, to those who have been exalted as keepers of the flame. From the least unto the greatest, from the greatest unto the least in the chain of hierarchy, so is the flow of fire this night. I commend you into the keeping of the Holy Spirit. I commend you into the keeping of the flame of God. Let this word to the wise be sufficient unto the victory of Afra. Let all who have heard then the word of the Ancient of Days go forth to fulfill the promise made at inner levels, the promise of the law fulfilled in love. The fire is upon you. Now let the will and the love of the wisdom be the energies of our threefold flame. With this, conquer, be steadfast, immovable as the rock of ages. Be the foundation of the city foursquare. Be the apex of the pyramid of life. Be all of the energies of God and the consciousness of God to all people. And know that I am with you, for I have also made my vow to you when you made your vow to us. Therefore I will not leave thee. I will not leave thee, but I will comfort you in the light of purity, and I will show you the way to the sons and daughters of God in Afra. In the name of the holy Kumaras, in the name of the Trinity, in the name of Lord Krishna, I am the Ancient of Days. In the name of our Christ self, in the name of the I Am Presence, we send forth our love and gratitude to the holy Kumaras, and we offer our acceptance of the threefold flame, of the Ancient of Days and the holy Kumaras. We accept the ark of contact with the brothers and sisters of Venus, with the temple of the white fire cross. We accept the contact of our souls with sons and daughters of light on this continent. We accept our mission to go forth and find the sons and daughters of God and give to them the teachings. In the name of the Father, and of the Mother, of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.